Alrighty, let's take a look at our web-based CA authority. This is a great thing to use for like your development environment and setting up all these certificates, because it's a real pain to do SSL testing sometimes with your test stuff. So when we fire up the app, this is Spring Boot. Let's open up the Palm so you can see that. Okay, Spring Boot 3.2.5, pretty new. Time Leaf, so pretty simple stuff, very basic. And what you want to do, first thing is configure your database. Okay, then you want to go in and create the database, WebCA certs. Okay, and then we'll let Spring Boot do the rest. So we'll go here and we'll fire it up. Okay, when it first starts, it'll create all the tables. If you want, then you can disable, turn that to none once you get everything going. Okay, so as soon as it comes up, it'll create the first user and give you a password. So we can go check it out over here. So we log in with our first user. Let's get that guy. First user. Admin123. Okay, now first thing you want to do is go to settings. Okay, and you can change this however way you want it. You can put an email address in here. Then CA certificate settings, I'm going to go with 10 years for that. For the server certificates, I want to do probably 5 years. So let's, I'm too lazy. Okay, 1825. So we'll go over here, change that. All right, client certificates, a year. Okay, now we can save our setting. Let's go over here now. We see the database. Let's do a refresh. Okay, we've got our tables. You'll note there's nothing in the CA settings. Oh, I guess there is. Okay, so since we haven't created any certs, we can just go ahead and save this. Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do. So let's see if it updated. Okay, let's do a refresh. There we go. 10 validity years. And then we set the server to 1825. So we're all set. Okay, now we can go over here and request a certificate. One thing that this does, it gives you help. So the different certificate types, it'll tell you what you need to fill out and how to fill them out and examples of what to put in there. So let's go request a certificate. Let's do, let's see, let's do oim.testserver.org. Only because that's what I do. We'll create a server certificate. Put this over here. And then validity days, we'll do, let's see, use default. Okay, right. So request a certificate. Okay, the expiry date is 2030. Subject alternative names. Now we could view the certificate and we can download the certificate. 3 different types of certificates. 3 ways to download it. And we can also go here and get the CA cert. Okay, and it explains here what you have to do. Okay, this is going to have to be imported into your browser once you set up your certificate on the server side. So we have our certificate for our server, and we have our CA certificate we can download. So in the next video, we'll set up a simple Spring Boot app to use these certificates. I might have to create another one with a real server name in it though. So, okay, that's where it is. I'll when I put the video up, I'll make a link for the download for the source. This is a continuation of part 1 where we fired up our web CA. We created our CA certificate. and then we created a server certificate, and now I created another server certificate for the server that I'm actually going to run this on. So what we did was, after I created the certificate, you can go here and download all of these files. So I downloaded them all into the folder where the app is, created a search folder, and I just put them all in there. And then I uploaded them to my server into a search folder in the downloads directory. This is where they all are. Then all you have to do is go into your app. So this is the app that I'm running using these certs, and see how I just point to the ones that are already created. So here's the server cert. That's the server's private key, and here's my root CA. So you just have to point to the files, and I created a separate SSL folder. Okay, so once we build this and deploy it, we can then go over here and start it up. So once we start it up, it's going to find all our certificates. Okay, and we have to change the port here to 8443. So now when we hit the server, we get this. Okay, so if we go advanced, we should be able to get in, I would think. Yep. Okay, so that's working. So now what we have to do is import the certificate from the server. Okay, so we can look at the certificate details. We can export the certificate, but I think what we really want is our CA root. We probably want the CA root so that we can get all these certificates that we generate will work. So we'll come back in another video and we'll do that part. Okay, so here's where we left off, and we had to go to advanced and bypass, and we were able to get in anyway, even though they're not secure, but this whole thing is kind of annoying. So what we're going to do is we're going to import those certificates. So we go in the settings here, here, and here, and now we can import certificates. So we're going to import the root certificate, and we're going to import this certificate. I exported this one from the browser. These are exactly the same, so we'll import that one, and that's it, and we're done. So it won't work now. So even though we imported the certs, it has to restart. So we're going to copy this URL, and then we're going to close, reopen the browser, paste the URL, and now we're kosher. Everything is lined up. Connection secure. It knows who I am, and it didn't ask me to bypass. So that's how we set up the certs with the web CA. And just a reminder, I think it's over here somewhere. Now we shut it down. So let's see. I think it was on 8080. Yep. And we have admin at webca local in 123. And you can, of course, have as many users as you want. There's the settings you would set up like we did in the beginning. You can see all your certificates that were created for this CA. And there's a help page that describes how to use each certificate type. And users, settings, help, CA certificate, things to download, and you can log out. And that's it.